What's up, guys? So today we are going to create this adorable newborn bonnet. It is a cabled bonnet with ear features as well, which we've not done those yet. So we're actually going to do some crocheting today. If you want to see the cabled look better, then I recommend using a different yarn, one that's not fuzzy. Because you will be able to see the cabled look better with non-fuzzy yarn. I did use a size 3 light yarn. I chose the Baby Lulu, Baby B Baby Lulu from Hobby Lobby in lilac, size 3 light. The gauge here with size 7, 4.5 millimeters is 21 stitches. I actually used size 8, 5 millimeter knitting needles for this project. If you want to make the project bigger or smaller, you could go up or down a needle size. But basically it measures 11.5 inches when laid out flat too, so that it would be the size for a newborn. Basically for a newborn photography prop. And I got this on sale. I was so excited. I love the feel of this yarn though. It is absolutely amazing. You just have to feel it to see. And then I also used a 5.75 millimeter crochet hook to make the ears. So you will want to get one of these. And you'll need some scissors. I just used the scissors that came with the Amazon kit that I bought. You'll also need a yarn needle. And of course a tape measure. You will also need a cable needle, or you can actually use the yarn needle that you're going to use as your cable needle. You just need a third needle that you can easily slip in and out. So it needs to be double pointed, or like I said, use your yarn needle. And if you want to see me knit with a yarn needle as a cable needle, check the cable video out as well. And this is how much yarn I have left from this skein. So I mean, it's like a ton. I still have a ton left for some other project I want to do. But this is such a cute project. I could not wait to share this with you guys, and I'm sorry it took so long to get a video out. So anyway, if you don't know who I am Jennifer. I'm actually more of a wedding and lifestyle photographer. But I do like to show people how to make newborn photography props, which is what my channel has basically turned into. So anyway, yeah, so stick around and subscribe if you want to learn how to make more props and things. I try to come out with a video at least once a week. So, and also click the bell for notifications and turn the notifications on so you can get those notifications. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is cast on 60 stitches. I'm going to use the stretchy cast on method using 2 needles rather than 1, the stretchy long tail cast on method. If you don't know how to do that method, then just click this video right here and it will show you how to do it with 1 needle. Basically doing it with 2 needles is the same thing, you just use 2 needles to do the long tail method. And like I said, you will cast on 60 stitches. Once you reach 60 stitches, meet me back here and we will start on row number 1. I actually got about 4 to 5 feet of yarn. Probably about 5 feet is what you'll need for your tail when you do the long tail method. Alright, once you've got 60 on there, we will begin knitting. Of course. For our first row, we're going to start off knitting 2. And so you're going to knit however you knit and purl however you purl. So if you knit English style, you knit English style. I'm just showing you this way. So we're going to knit 2. Okay. Then we're going to purl 2. Okay, what we're doing by knitting 2 is we're forming an edging around our bonnet on the sides of that would come down the face. So then we go into the purl and then we're going to knit 4. Later on, you'll see this is where the knit 4 will be our cable row. Okay. We're going to purl 2, 1, 2, and we're going to knit 4. Okay, so basically we are going to knit 4, purl 2 until the end. So meet me back here at your last purl 2, and then I'll show you we'll knit 2. But so continue on. The knit 2, we don't repeat that. Purl, purl, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, purl, purl, knit 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to purl 2, knit 4 all the way down the row till we get to the last 2, which we will knit. Okay, so I just knit my last 4 on my knit 4, purl 2. So now I'm going to purl 2 here at the end. And now I'm just going to knit the last 2. Okay, for the next row, we are actually going to do the opposite on the back. So instead of starting with knitting 2, we're going to start with purling 2. So we're going to purl 2, we're going to knit 2, okay, and then we're going to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to knit 2, and then purl 4. So it's just like the front, we're just doing the opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, and we're going to knit 2, purl 4 all the way down the row till we get to the end. The end, instead of knitting 2, we're going to purl 2. Okay, I just finished my last purl 4, so I'm going to knit 2, and then purl 2. Okay. Alright guys, this next row is going to be our cable row. So you'll grab your cable needle or your yarn needle or whatever it is you're going to use for this row. If you want further instruction on how to do this more in depth, you can go to this video here. I will cover it briefly right here. But like I said, if you want more instruction, go to that video and it will help you. This is the exact same thing. So we are going to knit 2 for our edging. Okay, I'm going to purl 2. And this is where we're going to pick up our needle. We're going to take the 2 stitches, the first 2 stitches here, and we're going to hold them on this needle. Now I put this yarn in the front, right here, that I'm tugging on, because I want to hold these 2 in the back, the 2 stitches I just put on this needle, okay? I'm just going to hold them there. Now I'm going to knit 2 here. 1, 2. Now I'm going to take this needle and I'm going to purl the first stitch off of this needle. Did I say noodle? No, it's a needle. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to purl this one. And then I'm going to knit this one. Okay. Now we are going to purl 2 stitches here. Put that yarn to the front, remember to purl. Okay, then we're going to take 2 stitches, put them here. Okay, I'm just going to hold them. I'm going to knit 2 stitches from the stick. needle, whatever. Before people get angry at me. And then I'm going to purl off of here. Oopsie. And then I'm going to knit this last one here. All right. Then I'm going to purl 2 stitches on my stick here, my regular needle here. 1, 2. Then we go back to our cable pattern. I'm going to take 2 stitches off of here. Oops, I just dropped that one. There we go. Pick up some yarn from another stitch. There we go. So I got my 2, oh my goodness, there we go. So I got my 2 stitches here. I'm going to hold these in the back. Oops, I'm going to take this yarn around. So as you can see, since I messed up here, now I've got my yarn all finagled around. So let me move my yarn here and move that to the front. Okay, and don't get too discouraged with this, guys. Like, it's gonna take a little time and you gotta figure out the best way to hold stuff. Okay, so then we're going to knit 2, 1, 2. We're going to purl the next one. And we're going to knit the next one. Okay. Then we're going to purl 2. Oops. Let me get my yarn and everything back going right. Okay, so now I'm going to purl 2, 1, 2, take my yarn to the front there, grab my cable needle, go into the first 2 stitches, hold them on there. Okay, now we're going to knit the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, I'm going to purl, and then knit. Okay, then we're going to purl, purl, okay. Okay, now we're going to knit the next 2 stitches, knit, knit, purl, and then knit, looks like I didn't get the whole stitch on there, so I wanted to get that on there. Okay, then we're going to purl 2 stitches, one, 2, and then we're going to go into our cable stitch. So we're going to take those 2, hold them on the back of the needle, knit those 2, and then purl and then knit, then purl, purl. So we're going to finish out the row with that pattern, and then meet me back here at the end and we will go to row 4. Okay, I just finished up my last cable part. So now I'm going to purl 2, and then knit 2 at the end. 1, 2. Okay, now row 4, we are going to start with the purling. We are going to do a repeat basically of row 2. So purl, purl, knit, knit, and then we're going to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, 1, 2, purl 4. So we're going to purl 4, knit 2 all the way down the row until we get to that last little bit. The last 2 we would be purl 4, knit 2, and then purl 2 at the end. Okay, so I just purled 4. Now I'm going to knit 2. And to finish off the row, I'm going to purl my last 2. 1 and 2. Now, you can start to see the pattern starting here, where it's curving a little bit. Now, this was row 1 through 4, so rows, I'll just call that a round. It was one round, okay? And then the next round is going to be rows 1 through 4 again. So you're going to repeat what I just showed you how to do. So row 5 would be the same as row 1. Row 6 would be the same as row 2. Row 7 would be the same as row 3. And row 8 would be the same as row 4. You're going to continue until you get to about 4.5 to 5 inches this way. So once you get to 4.5 or 5 inches this way, finish up a cable row. So one of the rows where we actually used our cable needle, and then we will start our decrease. Then we will finish off the little details on our bonnet. Alright guys, so as you can see, we're at the 4.5 to 5 inch mark, and I just finished up a cable row. So we're actually on this side. We're going to start our first decrease here. And what we are going to do is knit 2 stitches to keep our, purl 2 stitches to keep our side there. And we're going to knit 2 stitches, okay. Then we are going to purl 2 stitches together. So we take our 2 stitches, purl together, take our 2 stitches, purl together. Then we're going to knit 2, purl 2 stitches together, and purl 2 stitches together. Knit 2, purl 2 together. And so we're basically purling together the 4 that made up our cable, and then purl 2 together, and then knit 2. So we're going to do purl 2 together, knit 2 all the way down until our last 4 stitches on this row. Okay, so we're at the last 4 stitches. We are going to knit 2 and then purl 2. Knit 1, 2, purl 1 and 2. Okay, on the other side we're going to knit 2 to keep our edging here. Knit 1, 2. And then we're going to purl 2, keep our pattern. And you see where we had cabled, there's now 2 instead of 4. We're just going to knit those 2. 1 and 2, and then purl 2. So we're going to purl 2, knit 2, all the way to the end. All right, guys, we are on our last decrease row. Basically, we are going to start with our purls, and we're actually going to purl 2 together. So we're going to take our 2 stitches here in the front and purl them together. Then we're going to knit 2 together. Okay, because those were knit rows. We're going to knit 2 together. We're going to purl 2 together. We're going to knit 2 together. So we're just going to alternate to the end, knitting 2, purling 2 together. Okay, at this point we're going to cut off a couple feet of yarn. These are some crazy needles from, scissors from Amazon, but they work. We are going to thread up our yarn needle. Okay. We are going to take our stitches off here and put them on our yarn needle. And I'm just going to pull it all the way through. Okay. And we're going to turn our hat. So this is the front of our hat here. Let's measure it right quick. Yep, so 11.5 inches. All right, now where did our yarn go? There it is. Okay, so this is the front. It's got the beautiful cable, and this is the back. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull it tight here with the back of it. Okay, because we want to sew in our edges here on the back. Now, this part can be a little tricky, but okay. Add up there and then loop it through. So we're just going to sew down about 1 inch to 1.5 inches here. And I am just going through the first knit stitch edges that we made. Okay, now at this point I'm just going to pull it through to make sort of a little knot area. And I'm going to do it one more time, kind of backtracking, just to make sure it's in right there. Okay, then I'm going to make one. Okay, there. Now we're just going to sew our edges, sew our a little piece in so that we have some. If it comes undone, we can re-sew it in the future. Our little tail here. And pull that through. Okay. And keep a little bit here. All right. And voila, your adorable little bonnet here. Okay. And that's the hard part's over, guys. Now we can make the tail. The ends, the ties, and if you want, you can make little ears for it to make it a little bear cap. And I will show you how to do that. Okay guys, so to make our ears, the first thing we're going to do is make a slip knot, which is very simple. All I do is you take your yarn and fold it over, take this loop right here, fold it over, and then you just pull that part through, and that's going to make a slip knot for you, okay? Very simple. If you've never crocheted before, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of fun. We are going to double crochet and chain in this tutorial. Basically, I hold my yarn like this to crochet. You're going to hold your tail like this, okay? So pull it around, or go under rather. So here's your working yarn. Take your crochet hook under, and you're going to pull it through. All right? We're going to do that 3 more times. This is your chain. So 2, 3, and 4. All right? So now you have chain 4. Now you're going to take where you chained your first one, take your crochet hook, put it in there, take your yarn, and pull it through. So now you have 2 loops on there, all right? And now we're going to pull it through one more time because this is we're going to slip through, that's it. So now you have 1 loop on there, okay? Now, what we're going to do is find the center of our chain. So where we chained, we're going to go in the middle here. All right, so we find our center, and then we're going to go in the middle of our chain here. So in the middle of everything we made, and we're going to take our yarn, and then we're going to go in the center. So we yarn over, then go in the center, yarn over again, and maybe, this isn't my day, yarn over again, pull it through, all right? Now we've got 3 loops on our crochet hook, right? We're going to yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops. We have 2 left, yarn over, and then pull it through the last 2 loops. We've done it 1 time. Now we're going to do that times in the center hole here. If you can see, let me put it down. So I'll show you again. Yarn over, put it through the center, yarn over, pull it through the center. So we have 3 loops, okay? Yarn over, pull it through 2 of the loops, yarn over, and pull it through those 2, okay? Now we're going to do it 6 more times since we've done it 8. Show you one more time. Yarn over, push it through, yarn over, pull it through. We have 3 loops, yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull it through the last 2 loops, okay? Okay, once you've gotten to your last one, you're going to take your first one here, see there's that V right there. You see right there? And basically you're just going to put your hook in, pull yarn over, pull the yarn through once, and then pull it through again. Okay, all that's going to do is connect where you have crocheted. Then you're going to go and put a double crochet in every single, then you're going to go and do the same thing we just did in each one of these loops. Okay, and now I'm going to take where we did that double crochet here. Just put this through and pull through, and then pull through one more time to connect that there. And it looks like I must have picked up something else, but there we go. Okay. And so that's our little ears. And now we're just going to attach that to our hat. So all we have to do is sew this onto our hat. So I'm going to cut a tail pretty long here, maybe about 2-3 feet long. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it through. Okay, so now for me to decide where I want the ears to go on my hat. Actually, I want to make both of them first. We make our slip knot, so we just take a piece of yarn, put it over like this. Oops, fold it over like that, and then here's our slip knot, albeit very large. There we go. All right, so we hold our yarn. I hold it like this to make it easier, and then I hold here. All right, to crochet, you yarn over. So that means you take your crochet hook, put it under the yarn like this, pull it through. This is chain 1, and we're going to chain 3 more to make 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, 4. Then we're going to take this yarn, we're going to put our crochet hook through the first one, yarn over, maybe, pull that yarn through. We have 2 loops on there, and we're going to yarn over. Oh, sorry. We're going to take this yarn and pull it through again. That's just connecting the connecting our chain. Then we're going to go through the center. So we find the center of our chain where we pulled it all around. We're going to yarn over, put our crochet hook through the center, yarn over, and now we have 3 loops, all right? Now we're going to yarn over again and pull it through 2 of those. Now we have 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull it through those 2 again. And that is your first one in our, we're going to make 8 in our circle. Yarn over. This is called a double crochet. Yarn over. Got 3 loops on there. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over, pull it through 2. So now we have 2 double crochet. We're going to connect it to our first one. 2. And then we're going to double crochet into each one. Okay, we're around to the last one, and so we are just going to go through, yarn over, pull our yarn through, and then pull our yarn through to connect, as you can see here. There's our little ears. And we're going to count how many of these we have to determine where we want our ears to. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one would be the center here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I don't know, you have to decide, you know, exactly where you want these, but the placement is important and how it's going to look on the actual baby. So like here, I'm trying to spread it out a little bit. It might be kind of far, but it might not be. Whereas here, maybe in between these two, it might work better. Yes, so I'm going to put mine in between. So here's my center chain or cable. I'm going to put it in between these 2 cables to the side here, about 1 inch back from the front here. And I'm just going to do a light little stitch to just kind of attach it in just gently and see if this is exactly where I want it. I'm going to put the other one up there too and put it on a ball. Now when you sew these in, you're going to want to sew the whole bottom across, and the reason is because you want it to stand up more and look more like a bear ear. Okay, and then I'm going to sew this in. So here I'm just going to make like I'm just going to take it through and then go under here to make sort of like a little knot. Okay, and then make another just to make sure. And then I'm just going to sew this through a little bit to have a little end in there. Just going to sew this through. And we're going to cut this off and hide it in there. Okay. Just hide it in there, just like that. There. If you don't feel like your ears stand up very good, you can actually take more yarn and go through this little part here, and that will make it stand up a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to make sure those are the same distance, front to back. And we just start sewing in. And we just go across the whole bottom part of the ear. I don't like where that one, see how that one came up really far? We're gonna not push it through there. See this little edge here? I want this edge down. That's what I'm getting to now, is going back across that side so that I can put this edge down the way I want it to be. And a little bit further, because I want this part here. See that? I feel like it pulls it better to where it's more even like that one. Maybe a little bit more down actually. And up a little bit. Okay, now that that part is pretty much done, we may want to sew this one in just a little bit more. And so we are going to cut 2 5-foot long pieces of, well, 5 or 6 feet long pieces of yarn, same length. We take one of those with our crochet hook and we put it through the ends of our bonnet here, the end of our bonnet, to be able to make our ties. So I'm going to keep about a foot, maybe a little bit less here, and pull that through. Okay, the reason I do that is just to make it easier for me when I go to crochet them together, chain them together, and then I just take both strands and just start crocheting. And I just do this until I get to the end of my yarn. So I'll run out of that one that's a foot long here in just a second. And I'm gonna have to hide it in there the way I do this. Okay. And you just keep crocheting with the one strand. Now you can make your ties as long or as short as you want. If you make them longer, they can be a design element going across like the back of the baby or leading lines, or you know, however you want to arrange it when you do your photo shoot. and I quite enjoy that. Or you can make them shorter. As you can see, this produces sort of a short chain to tie. So if you wanted to double the size, I would say go to about 10 feet long on when you cut your chain ties. And of course they're stretchy too. Just gonna kind of cut this down a little bit. With these crazy Amazon scissors. Just gonna fluff it up. And then do the other side. And you are done. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure and subscribe if you want to get more videos like this, and click the bell for notifications. And I will see you guys next time.